Welcome to this week's edition of Dodds and Ends. I'm Amber Wilson, and joining me on the phone is CBSSports.com college football columnist Dennis Dodd. All right, Dennis, it's what everyone's been talking about this week. Stanford upset Southern Cal. I mean, where do we even begin with this huge upset? What do you make of this loss?
Well, a lot of things. I mean, I think USC clearly got caught trying to throw their helmets on the field and win a game they thought they didn't have to really try to do. And as the game went along, Stanford got confidence. There was a lot of injuries on USC's side, but really, again, you kept to put it down as probably the biggest shock, or at least numerically, it's the biggest upset ever. 40 points USC, and let's not forget, Stanford came back from an 11-point deficit. So it wrecks their chances for a national championship for now. I don't know if they can really recover.
Well, Dennis, Jim Harbaugh did a lot of talking before the season, trashing USC, trying to get under their skin, so to speak, and backed up his smack talk on Saturday. So now with the Michigan coaching job seemingly coming open at the end of the season, is he in the running?
Well, I've heard his name mentioned a little bit, but let's not forget that he is still 2-3. And they lost the game before USC 41-3 to Arizona. So let's wait and see how Stanford finishes up. And really his first season as a head coach, I don't know how much stock Michigan would put in him being at a 1AA non-scholarship program at the University of San Diego for 3 years. So you've got to think that Les Miles it's still his to turn down if Lloyd Carr leaves. And I think more likely that, if Les Miles is a short timer there, then Harbaugh can build his resume maybe 5-7 years down the line and go there.
It seems everyone's pulling upsets this season, so we're probably going to have some new blood in the national championship this year. Who of these newbies at the top of the rankings do you see making a run for New Orleans?
Well, number 2 California is a non-traditional team. Their last Rose Bowl was in 1958, so you start there. And then you go with Boston College, who has done everything asked of it, and I think is a real legitimate challenger at number 4 if they go through and win the ACC. Now, they've got a tough one against Virginia Tech in a couple of weeks. So I think those two. South Florida, you just have a feeling at number 5 they're going to get knocked off sooner or later. I don't know if the computers or the pollsters would have it in their gut to rank them high enough to get up there. But, I do think if South Carolina now at 3-1 gets up high enough, they're 7th in the country if they get hot. I certainly think playing out of the SEC and winning that division and winning that league, they would have a heck of a chance. So I think those 3 or 4 would probably have a chance to get into the championship game.
Okay, and you mentioned Spurrier's Gamecocks. Another former Florida coach at the head of another one-loss team is Ron Zook at Illinois. They're undefeated in the Big Ten. What do you make of the Fighting Illini, Dennis?
Well, this is a great story. I think the biggest thing about this is that Ron Zook is now proving he can coach. He was run out of Florida because he was a great recruiter, wasn't a great game day coach, or so they said. Well, he's turned this team around completely in a couple of years to the point that they're 5-1, ranked for the first time since 2001. They've won more Big Ten games in the last 2 weeks, the last 3 Saturdays, 3 than they have the previous 4 years. They only had 2. So this has been a radical turnaround. He's done it with young players by playing young players and, frankly, take advantage of a down Big Ten to get to where they are. They beat number 5 Wisconsin at home last week. But that's how he's done it. And they've got good young talent, and if they keep coming there and if these guys keep maturing, they've got a heck of a shot. They still have to go to Ohio State, I think next month, yes, November 10th. So that may be, who knows, for the Big Ten title.
Okay, thanks as always, Dennis, and we look forward to hearing from you again next week. Of course, maybe we'll have more historic upsets to discuss the way this season's been going. Keep your mouse at CBSSports.com for everything you need to know in the world of sports. For Dennis Dodd, I'm Amber Wilson.